So this is the Murli of the 24th of April 1984. And the title is The Present Brahmin Life is Worth Diamonds. The present life, or that is the Brahmin life that we have, is worth diamonds. Today, Bab Dada is seeing his most elevated children. In comparison to the tamoguni, impure souls of the world, you are such elevated souls. All souls in the world are calling out, wandering around, and lacking attainment. No matter how many perishable attainments they have, they definitely lack something or other. Yeah, even if they are living in palaces, true palaces, still they feel a sense of lack. You Brahmin children, you children of the bestower of all attainments, lack nothing. So we Baba's children, we are the children of the bestower of all attainments. Yeah, that's why we lack nothing. You're constant embodiments of attainment, yeah, or abundance. So when there is total attainment, constant attainment, attainment of all sorts, then what would that be called? Complete abundance. So although you don't have the facilities for temporary happiness, temporary comforts, or a right to a temporary kingdom, you are emperors who don't even have a shell. You know, there's this Raj Kapoor song, Mana hum jeb ke fakir hai, fir bhi yara dil ke hum ameer hai. So we may not have a penny in our pockets, but in our hearts, we are full, full with God's love and all that He has to offer us. We've already attained it. So we are full, we feel abundant all the time. So although you don't have the facilities for temporary comforts or a right to a temporary kingdom, you're emperors who don't have even a shell. You are carefree emperors. Yeah, the less we have, the less worries we have, the less stress we have. And the less is not in the spiritual sense, it is in the material realm. So it's good that we don't have all these material possessions, because otherwise we too will not have enough energy to do anything. All these material things will suck away all our energy. So you're carefree emperors. You are conquerors of Maya and conquerors of matter who have a right to self-sovereignty. You're conquerors of Maya and conquerors of matter who have a right to self-sovereignty. See, is it because of self-sovereignty that we become conquerors of Maya and conquerors of matter? Or we become conquerors of Maya and matter, and that's why we become those with the right to self-sovereignty? Something to think about. So you're those who are constantly sustained by God's sustenance, who swing in the swings of happiness and the swings of super sensuous joy. That we are being sustained constantly by God Himself, and we are the ones who swing in the swings of happiness and the swings of super sensuous joy. So let's take a moment's pause to see ourselves swinging in happiness and super sensuous joy. Instead of being wealthy with perishable wealth, you're wealthy with imperishable wealth. You see, it's very interesting to understand that you can either have perishable wealth or imperishable wealth. See, so the more perishable wealth you have, the less imperishable wealth you will be able to accumulate. You see, the pot is only so big. If you have filled it with perishable wealth, with materialistic things, then you won't have space for super sensuous joy, the true godly happiness, the treasures of Baba's knowledge, and so on and so forth. And spiritual things will not fit into that pot. So which one do you want? Yeah, material wealth, perishable wealth, huh? Or the imperishable spiritual wealth that Papa is giving? We can't have both, actually. But you know what? There's a way to have both. Who knows what is the way to have both? Baba has explained to us in actual so many words, yeah, that you can have both, but the focus has to be shifted from our desire for material wealth to spiritual wealth. So if you run after material wealth, you will have neither. You understand? You will be left with neither. If you run after spiritual wealth, you'll have both. How does that sound? So instead of being wealthy with perishable wealth, you're wealthy with imperishable wealth. Don't have a crown studded with jewels, but you are a crown on God the Father's head. What a lovely sentence. You don't have a crown studded with jewels, but you are a crown on God the Father's head. You don't have any jewel studded decoration, but you're constantly decorated with the decoration of the jewels of knowledge and virtues. Uh-huh. No matter how big or precious a perishable diamond may be, or how valuable it may be, what is its value compared with one jewel of knowledge or one jewel of virtue? And Baba gives us hundreds of thousands jewels of knowledge and so many jewels of virtues. Compared with a necklace of 900,000, you yourselves have become a necklace around the Father's neck. In comparison to being a necklace around God's neck, necklaces worth 900,000 or even 9 times or countless times, multi-millions are worth nothing. 36 varieties of food are nothing in comparison to Brahma Bhojan. Because you offer this food directly to Bab Dada. Yeah, now Baba is talking about food. So 36 varieties of food are nothing in comparison to Brahma Bhojan. Because you offer this food directly to Bab Dada and make it into godly prasad. Even in this last birth, devotee souls place so much value on prasad. You do not eat ordinary food. You eat Prabhu Prasad, of which each grain is more precious than multi-millions. You are the most elevated. Do you have such elevated spiritual intoxication? You don't forget your greatness whilst moving along, do you? You don't consider yourselves to be ordinary, do you? You don't forget your greatness whilst moving along, do you? You don't consider yourselves to be ordinary, do you? You're not those who just listen or speak, are you? Have you become those who have self respect? There are countless who just listen or speak. Those who have self respect are a handful out of multi-millions. Who are you? Are you those who are one of the many, or are you one of those who are a handful out of multi-millions? What kind of sense would Bab Dada say a child who is careless at the time of attaining has? So none of us are careless, right? This is the time of attainment. Careless. If you don't experience the fortune you have attained and received, that is, if you don't become greatly fortunate at this time, then when would you become this? At the confluence age, this time of elevated attainment, constantly remember this slogan. And what is the slogan we have to remember? If not now, then never. Ab nahi, to kab nahi. Do you understand? Acha. So the main Murli is over. Now Baba is meeting those from Gujarat. The Gujarat zone has come. What is the speciality of Gujarat? The speciality of Gujarat is that young and old all definitely dance in happiness. Yeah, they enjoy doing Garba and Ras. So everyone forgets being physically like little or large. They all become engrossed in their love of the dance. They remain engrossed in this throughout the night. So just as you remain absorbed in dancing in love, in the same way you also remain absorbed in the dance of the happiness of knowledge. Do you know? Yeah, those dances will not give anything. Yeah, Baba is saying, sure, if you want to dance, dance, but what is that going to give? But here, Baba is asking us to keep dancing in the dance of knowledge. That will give us the most happiness ever. You're number one in having the practice of staying lost in this imperishable love, are you not? There is good expansion. This time, both zones that are close to the main place, Madhuban, have come. On one side is Gujarat, and on the other side is Rajasthan. So, according to the drama, both places have received a golden chance to be cooperative. Both have been close and cooperative in every task. The kingdom of sovereignty of the confluence age is in Rajasthan, is it not? Yes, that is Mount Abu is in Rajasthan. How many kings have you prepared? Baba is asking the souls from Rajasthan. The kings of Rajasthan have been remembered. Yeah, Raja, Rajasthan, right? So there were many kings. So are the kings ready or are you becoming ready? Yes, so those kings, okay, but what are we? We are the real kings. So are you becoming ready or are you already ready? Yes. What are you? Ready already or are you becoming ready? The king's processions take place in Rajasthan. So let those from Rajasthan prepare and bring a full procession. Only then will everyone shower flowers. They have that procession with a lot of splendor. So, how many of the king's procession will come? At least one king of wherever there is a center has to come. And there will be so many kings. If 25 kings came from 25 places, it would be a beautiful procession. According to the drama, the throne of service is in Rajasthan. So, Rajasthan also has a special part. It is in Rajasthan that the special horses for service emerged. The part is fixed in the drama, it just has to be repeated. There's also a lot of expansion in Karnataka. Now, Baba is looking at these souls from Karnataka. Now, those from Karnataka have to go from expansion to essence. When milk is churned for butter, there is first a lot of expansion, that is quantity, and then the butter is extracted from the essence. So, those from Karnataka have to extract butter from the expansion, become the embodiment of the essence, and make others that. Got it? Ach. Now, the salutations to those who remain stable in their elevated self respect. To those who remain stable in their elevated self respect. To those who are treasure stores of all attainments. To the souls who constantly have a right to the great fortune of elevated self sovereignty. Yeah. Of the confluence age, to the souls who are embodiments of spiritual intoxication and happiness, Babdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. So Babdada is then meeting groups. Do all of you consider yourselves to be the elevated souls who have a right to self sovereignty? Have you received a right to self sovereignty? Such souls who have a right would be powerful, would they not? A kingdom is said to be an authority, and authority means power. Even the government of today is said to be the party who has the authority of the kingdom. Yeah. So the authority of the kingdom means power. So you see, governance means authority. So the authority of the kingdom means power. So self sovereignty is such a great power. Yeah. So we are not here to rule over others. We are creating our own inner kingdom. We are going to rule over ourselves. There's a very nice saying in Stoicism, ancient Greek philosophy, that one who doesn't rule over himself is ruled by others. Have you heard that? One who cannot rule himself is ruled by others. Similarly, the one who doesn't know himself is informed by others who he is. So these are deep matters to think about. So you see, so we have to create this self-sovereignty. So self-sovereignty is such a great power. Have you attained such power? So are all your physical organs working according to your powers? A king always summons the court in his kingdom and asks everyone how the kingdom is functioning. So do the activities of you kings who have a right to self-sovereignty go well? So, do the activities of you kings who have a right to self sovereignty go well, or are there ups and downs? None of the workers in your kingdom deceive you, do they? Sometimes the eyes deceive you, sometimes the ears deceive you, sometimes your hands deceive you, and sometimes your feet deceive you. You aren't deceived in this way, are you? If the authority of the kingdom is fine, then there is an income of multi-millions in every thought at every second. Yeah, so then there will be prosperity in the kingdom. So if the authority of the kingdom is not fine, an income of multi-millions is lost at every second. Since the attainment is multi-million fold for one, if you lose, you also lose multi-million fold for just one. How much you receive, you also lose just as much. There is a proper account. So check the activities of your kingdom for the whole day. Have your eyes, your advisors, worked well? Have your ears, your advisors, worked well? Was everyone's department fine or not? Do you check this or do you become tired and simply go to sleep? It's not physical sleep that Baba is talking about here. He's talking about the sleep of ignorance. In fact, before you perform any act, you have to check yourself and then perform that act. First think and then act. We have talked about this many times. In fact, even before thinking, we have to think. Yeah, think before we act, think before we speak, but think before we think. So first think and then act. Let it not be that you first act and then think. To get a total result is a different matter, but a knowledgeable soul will first think and then act. So, do you perform every act after careful consideration? Are you those who think first or those who think afterwards? If a knowledgeable soul thinks afterwards, he cannot be called knowledgeable. This is why you are constantly the souls who have a right to self sovereignty. With the right to this self sovereignty, you definitely have to become those who have a right to the kingdom of the world. Yeah, when you win yourself, or when you win over yourself, then you win the whole world. That day we were talking about that Latin phrase, right? Who remembers that? Vincit qui se vincit. Vincit or vincit, how I want to say it. So one who conquers himself, then conquers the world. So with a right to this self sovereignty, you definitely have to become those who have a right to the kingdom of the world. There's no question as to whether you'll become this or not. If you have self sovereignty, you definitely also have the kingdom that is sovereignty of the world. So there are no complications in your self sovereignty, are there? From the copper age onwards, you have been going around places of complications. You have now left that place of complications. Now, never ever step foot in any place of complication. Yeah, we have gone there, done that, seen that, experienced all of those things. Now we have to never step foot there. This is such a place of complication that if you place your foot in it once, it becomes like a maze. Then it is difficult to come out of it. Therefore, always follow the one path There are no complications in just one. Those who follow the one path are always happy and content. Then Babdada is meeting a High Court judge from Bangalore. Where are you? And what are you experiencing? Experience is the biggest authority of all. The best experience is of being soul conscious. When you have the experience of being soul conscious, you automatically experience God's love and godly attainment. The more experience you have, the more powerful you become. You are someone who gives a judgment that grants liberation from the sorrow of many births, are you not? Or are you a judge who gives a judgment that liberates someone from the sorrow of just one birth? Yes, those people, those judges, they can only give judgment for this birth, right? They can't give judgment for many births. But Baba is wanting each one of us to become such judges. So that judge was there, High Court judge, in front of Baba. So Baba was addressing him. But really, Baba is addressing all of us. That we have to become such judges that our judgment needs to help souls get liberated from sorrow for birth after birth. So, are you a judge who gives a judgment that liberates someone from the sorrow of just one birth? That is being a judge of the High Court or the Supreme Court. This is being a spiritual judge. There's no need to study or give time to becoming this kind of judge. Of course, we have to have some effort here too. There is study required. Every day we listen to Baba's Murlis and then revise it through the day. So you just have to study 2 words. Baba is saying, Baba is simplifying things for the judge and for all of us. That we have to study soul and supreme soul. That's it. That's all. If you experience this, you become a spiritual judge. The Father is the one who liberates everyone from the sorrow of many births, and this is why he is called the bestower of happiness. So, as is the Father, so are the children. By becoming a double judge, you will become an instrument to benefit many souls. They will come for one case, and they will go back having won the case for many births. They will be very happy. So the Father's instruction is become a spiritual judge. Acha. Om Shanti. Yesterday's Murli, right? Yesterday's Avyakt Murli, everybody heard. Unique Father, unique students, unique school, unique study, unique attainments. Vichitra, Anokha, unique. So once you have tasted Baba's wisdom, Baba's knowledge, Baba's love, then nothing else on this planet and beyond can compare with that. Yeah. But in all of these things, one has to let go of the old understandings. Yeah, this letting go is an important aspect. What I was also saying was to be able to shift our consciousness to the new paradigms, we have to let go of the old ones. So this letting go is an important aspect that we need to really understand. You see, our value is not because of what we hold on to, but rather what we let go of. Our value is on the basis of what we let go of rather than what we hold on to. If you love to hold on to everything, yeah, you're holding on to your gold ornaments. How many $1 million worth of gold ornaments that you have? So think about it. Let's say you have $10 million worth of jewelry. Yes, so you would say that your value is $10 million, right? Because you have that. So you're holding on to it. See, if that gold that you're holding on to, if you keep it in the bank, if you keep it hidden somewhere, who knows, who cares about it? Only when you take it out to sell it, can it have any value? I'll give you another example so that it becomes easy to understand. Let's say you are in Walmart and you have taken $500 of merchandise and put it in your cart. Now, when you are at the checkout line and cashier there is scanning your items, now if you are willing to shell out $100, let go of $100, you get $100 worth of merchandise that you can take home. You're ready to give or let go of $50 worth of whatever you have, then you can take $50 worth of merchandise. And now think of, if you are willing to let go of $500, then you can take all of that merchandise home. So you see, the value, your value in the eyes of the cashier increases by how much you're willing to let go of, not on the basis of what you're holding on to. Who cares if you have $1,000, $1 million in your wallet? But if you are not ready to let go of it, then the person who is scanning your items will not let you go out with all of that merchandise. You see, so your value is, again, I'm repeating, our value is on the basis of what we are ready to let go of rather than what we are holding on to. Okay? And so going back to that empathy, compassion, love, if someone else is making a mistake, then it's like our mistake. He or she is our brother, our sister. So rather than going around describing that mistake to everyone and embarrassing that person, even more, weakening that soul even more, Baba is saying that have mercy, have love, have compassion for the soul, so that that soul too can transform himself. Hold good wishes, pure thoughts for that soul to empower that soul for transformation. That's the true service. So let's remember Baba together. Yes, all these wonderful things that we have heard. The wonderful aspect about the judge, I really love that aspect, that we are not physical judges, we are spiritual judges. So we are going to liberate people from their sorrow, not just for one birth, but birth after birth. These jewels of knowledge that Papa is giving us, how precious they are. People may have so much of wealth, so many wonderful things, materialistic things, but there's no value to all of those as compared to what we have received from Papa. So let's see these treasures in front of us. Let's see our hearts filled with these treasures. Let your heart sing songs of gratitude for Baba. And remember that our value is on the basis of what we let go of rather than what we hold on to. Om Shanti.